Welcome back to Dumb Down, the series where I break down the NFL and football into the simplest terms, and today's topic is the defensive positions. Before I get into the positions, I want to lay the groundwork for what the defense will do. And in football, the defenses tend to defend against offensive plays in one of two ways: man defense or zone defense. Man defense is easy to get a handle on. Each player on the defense is assigned an offensive player or a man that they are assigned to. Their job when assigned to the man is to don't let your man gain yards. In a zone offense, the player does not have a specific offensive player that they are assigned, but instead a zone or an area of the field in which multiple players can come and go, and they only need to defend that player while they are in their zone. Now then, on to positions. The defense can be broken up into three different position groups, one being the defensive line, another being the linebackers, and the third being the defensive backs. The defensive backs are also sometimes referred to as the secondary. The defensive line has two positions: the defensive tackle and the defensive end, lines up across the offensive line on any given play. The defensive tackle, or sometimes tackles, as there will be two of them, will line up near the middle of the offensive line, and the defensive ends will line up on either side of the defensive tackle, towards the edge of the offensive line. It should be noted that defensive tackles line up at the interior of the defensive line and should not be confused with offensive tackles who line up at the edge of the offensive line. The defensive line's goal on any given play is to run into the backfield of the offense in order to disrupt the play and make a tackle, whether it be on a run play trying to tackle for a loss of yards, or on a passing play where they try to tackle the quarterback or disrupt the pass of the quarterback in order to bat the ball down or just get a positive play for the defense in an incompletion or a sack. The next group I'll talk about is the linebacking core. The positions of the linebacking core are left outside linebacker, middle linebacker, right outside linebacker. Just like defensive tackle, there can be two middle linebackers, and it all just depends on defensive scheme and strategy. I'll get more into that in the next video. When in man coverage, the linebacking core has the job of defending players in the backfield and tight ends. So this could be a running back, a fullback, or a tight end that they will be man coverage with, which, as I said earlier, we mean that they have assigned to that player and they follow that player wherever he goes. Another thing I'll be getting into with linebackers and defensive backs is blitzing. Blitzing is whenever you send an extra player at the quarterback or at the backfield. Basically, this is when one of the other two position groups takes on the role of the defensive line. This is done to try to generate extra pressure on the quarterback or in the backfield. The last group is the defensive backs. The defensive backs consist of three different positions: the free safety, the strong safety, and the cornerback. The two safety positions act as the last line of defense for, the defense. They are the defensive positions that are furthest from the line of scrimmage on most plays, and they are the last resort in case a player on the offense breaks loose. Corners or cornerbacks, as they are sometimes referred to as corners, are the defense's answer for wide receivers. In man coverage, they will be covering a wide receiver one-on-one, and they are kind of, if free safeties were the last line of defense, corners are the first line of defense. Don't let the guy get open, and then you don't got to worry about him breaking loose. All defensive backs can blitz as well, giving defensive coaches more ammo to send at the opponents in order to throw off their game. In review, man coverage is when a defensive player is assigned an offensive player to cover, and zone coverage is when a player defends an area of the field. The defensive line looks to disrupt the backfield of the offense, whether it be on a quarterback while he's passing the ball, or on running backs when they are running the ball to tackle them before the line of scrimmage and generate a loss of yards. Linebackers in zone coverage cover the middle areas of the field, and when in man coverage, cover threats from the backfield or tight ends. Defensive backs protect the zones of the field, which are deeper and also closer to the sideline, whereas in man coverage, they are responsible for wide receivers. This has been dumbed down. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, in which I'll go over the defensive play calling or strategy, and that'll be a much deeper episode than today's. And if you want, put in the comments down below some suggestions for what you might want covered in a dumbed down for the episodes past that. And, like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and go ahead and hit the bell so you know whenever we upload. We also have the Franchise Tag podcast, which we're doing, and we'll upload the segment videos from those. And we also, in the off season, do a huge draft deep dive and other videos, just some wacky other videos in the off season. So we got you covered all year long with some football content. And with that, deuces.